Week 12 sits and starts, the triumphant return of Eddie Lacy, and Thanksgiving reflections. It's that time of year, y'all. Week 12 of Keeper starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to this edition of Keepers. I'm Susanna Collins, and in the spirit of Thanksgiving right now, I would just like to say I'm thankful for my family, for my friends, and for DeAndre Hopkins on my fantasy roster. Boom! Here are my Week 12 sits and starts. Start Chris Johnson against San Francisco. So Johnson's been pretty hit or miss this season, but his best game of the year came against none other than the 49ers in Week 3 when he tallied 110 yards and 2 TDs against them. Now he may not put up numbers quite as impressive this time around, but this is also a Niners D that allowed Thomas Rawls to scorch him for a whopping 209 yards. So you know, anything's possible. Sit Matt Ryan against Minnesota. Yikes, I am not sure what's going on with Matty right now, but he is in some kind of funk with 7 turnovers in the last 4 weeks, including 3 picks in that brutal loss to the Colts. Try to ignore the fact that he did throw 3 TDs, okay? His sloppy play could be even more exposed against a pretty tough Vikings defense. Matty Ice, more like Matty I can't stop throwing to the other team. Zing! Start Eddie Lacy. Yeah, you heard me right. I said start Eddie Lacy against Chicago on Thanksgiving. After being completely MIA for, the entire season, Eddie looked like his old dominating self against Minnie, putting up 100 yards on 22 carries. Aaron Rodgers has been desperate to get that run game going, and I expect they'll do just that on Thursday at home against their biggest rival, who just gave up 102 yards to Ronnie Hillman. Yeah, this is going to be so much fun for me. I can't wait. Sit Melvin Gordon. Oh man, so much hype about this rookie back at the beginning of the season, and unfortunately, he just has not been able to live up to it. He has only 580 total yards on offense and has pretty much been a non-factor for Phillip Rivers and that Chargers offense. And I don't see that changing against a Jags team that's been surprisingly competent against the run. Start Brandon LaFell because Tom Brady needs somebody, anybody else to throw the ball to that isn't named Rob Gronkowski. My goodness, with all the injuries to the Patriots receiving corps, they are now down to just 2 healthy wideouts, LaFell and Chris Harper, who was just called up from the practice squad. So yeah, expect Tommy Boy to be looking LaFell's way plenty on Sunday against the Broncos and over the next few weeks. Sit Sammy Watkins against the Chiefs. Dude was straight up ghosting in the Bills' Monday night loss to the Patriots, finishing the game with just 3 receptions for 39 yards. The Bills are now going to have to face one of the league's most stifling defenses in the Chiefs, who manhandled a pretty potent Chargers offense. So now it's a good time to send old Sammy to the bench. Sorry kids, no trading block segment this week since the deadline has already passed in most leagues. Hope you were paying attention. So that means we are moving right along to hire fire. Try to keep up. Hire Devin Funchess and fire Torrey Smith. Funchess is finally having his moment in Carolina, playing a season-high 61 snaps and getting 8 targets and scoring a TD in Week 11. Looks like the young receiver has earned the trust of Cam Newton, which bodes well for his production. As for Smith, it doesn't matter whether Kaepernick or Gabbert's under center for the Niners, they haven't figured out how to get the ball in Smith's hands even when the defense ignores him with 97 yards of open field in front of him. He's had exactly 2 big plays this year. Without them, we're looking at a guy with 251 touchdownless yards on the year. And yes, touchdownless is totally the word. Hire Crockett Gilmore and fire Eric Ebron. For a season that's basically been one big tire fire for the Ravens, Crockett Gilmore is a lone bright spot. He's racked up 29 catches for 385 yards and a team-high 4 touchdowns. And this despite missing a big chunk of the season due to, you guessed it, injury. He's going to be a nice, consistent target for backup QB Matt Schaub, who will need all the help he can get. As for Ebron, patience might be running out for the tight end in Motown. He was held catchless against the Raiders for the first time this season and only managed 52 yards on 7 catches in the 3 games prior. The talent is there, but Ebron's star is one that is not on the rise. And that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving full of food, football, and fantasy glory. Set those lineups. We'll see you next week.